This is going to be the quickest and most effective video you will see to help you fix your bad aim. After working with a large pool of players ranking from Iron all the way up to Immortal, I've found the one rule that you must follow to fix your aim. What is this rule, you may ask? Well, it's based on one key word: focus. Believe it or not, your eyes are a big part of whether you have good aim or not. If your eyes are focused on your general surroundings, your aim is going to be doggy doo-doo. But if your eyes are focused on what is directly in front of you, more specifically on your crosshair to be exact, then you will have no problem aiming, sending your enemies into the bye-bye realm. For example, if I'm peeking in an enemy, it's pretty easy to allow my eyes to drift somewhere other than where my crosshair is. And this is the biggest mistake I notice from players. Now, if I'm able to stay disciplined, keeping my eyes on the area of my crosshair, then not only will I be able to precisely place my crosshair on the enemy's head, but I will also be able to react quickly, allowing myself to take as minimal damage as possible. So let's dive into this topic of focus a bit more so you can truly understand this rule in its full scope. Let's say you don't have a good discipline of focus when aiming. You can expect yourself to have a floating crosshair, which will lead you to a lot more deaths, since most of the time you will not be ready to engage in an unexpected fight or even an expecting fight. Without focus, we will also see you losing gunfights due to you not reacting quick enough to an enemy. How many times have you swore that your crosshair was on the enemy, but you just didn't react fast enough? Well, if you think back to why you were not able to react fast enough, you might find that your focus was hindered by just a second, and that second of losing focus caused you to die. But the third, and to be honest, most embarrassing aspect of not having focus is that it can cause you to react to an enemy by shooting before your crosshair is even on their head, leading you to being a star in an embarrassing clip to any of your fallen teammates who is observing you. Don't be any of these three players who struggle with maintaining their focus when aiming. In order to avoid being this player, follow my instructions closely. It's all going to start on how you train. If you've ever competed in a physical sport such as football, soccer, or even baseball, you've heard the phrase, practice how you want to play. If you want to play good, you better practice good. So make sure when you're warming up that the first thing you want to focus on is maintaining focus on your crosshair and keeping that focus for as long as possible. So if I'm in the practice range as I'm eliminating these bots, I want to focus on maintaining control of my mouse while keeping eyes on where my crosshair is. As I'm aiming at the various bots, I want to focus on my precision, aligning my crosshair onto the bot's head before taking a shot. This way, we're able to implement good habits in a controlled environment. I want you to really specifically think about your crosshair being a pair of glasses. Wherever your eyes go, your crosshair will quickly follow. If I'm training in team deathmatch or even a deathmatch, I have to understand that this is a more hectic environment with a bit more pressure since I can be killed by the enemies I'm fighting. With this in mind, I still want to keep my focus on where my crosshair is. Remember the pair of glasses reference. But with training in this hectic environment, I not only want to focus on allowing my crosshair to be precisely placed on the enemy's head, but I need to focus on how my crosshair reacts with the environment around me. For example, if I'm peeking into an enemy, I need to make sure that I'm properly pre-aiming and having my crosshair in the correct location before I swing into this enemy. Or if I'm turning the corner, I need to make sure that my crosshair is properly tracking the edge. If my crosshair when tracking the edges is inside the wall, that may be a sign that I'm losing focus. Now, obviously, you don't want your crosshair to be the only thing you focus on, because if you're only focusing on your crosshair and not the enemy, then you're not going to be aiming at anything. This is why I advise you to think of your crosshair as a pair of glasses. Wherever your eyes go, your crosshair should follow. We should never lose sight of our crosshair. Always understand where it is and have it pointing to whatever you're focusing on in front of you. By implementing this one rule of highlighting the aspect of focusing when you're aiming, you're going to see a huge transition not only in how you aim, but how you take gunfights and whether or not you win those gunfights. Take it from me. a person who's been playing for the last 4 years and who has coached many players ranging from all ranges of ranks. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you found this rule to be helpful, please hit that subscribe button as it is free and it helps me out a ton. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I'd recommend checking out this video next, and I will see you all there. Deuce, everyone.